Welcome. I'm happy about this crowded room. I'm Christian B. Schmidt from CEO agency Digitaleffects, and we did look at 500, almost 600 travel websites, especially concerning search engine marketing. Since 1998, I'm dealing with the optimization of websites. We have some customers also in traveling, in the travel sector, and we have been realizing this study for the third time now. 623 domains were analyzed and 259 tour operators, 351 hotel websites. On the whole, it was more than 1,000 data points, and we got almost 4 million keywords. We analyzed almost 4 million keywords for SEO and SEA. To understand what we looked at exactly, we first of all fixed 3 KPIs, which is the number of keywords where you can see the sites, then the presumed number of clicks when you position your website according to your volume, and the third is the average ad CPC. What would this website be worth if you had bought them in AdWords? So this study has been done for several years now. There were some changes, but in general we had one clear leader of the market. We first of all have a look at the hotels and the general ranking, then the tour operators, and then details in SEO and SEA, and then they also have a case study for content marketing to present you. Concerning hotels, Steigenberger is number 10. No changes. Melia a little bit better. Mercure slightly worse than last year. Robinson Hotels, Marriott, NH Hotels, a clear downward trend. Hilton slightly upwards. NO Hostels was dethroned. Last year they were the marketing champion for us, but as you can see here regarding the percentages, they have also known a downward trend and others have been dethroned. What about these percentages? We looked at the clicks, the keywords, and the traffic value of these 500 domains in the different categories, 300, 400 hotels and tour operators, and we added them up. So if one website has 1,000 keywords and we have 200 of them, this is a simple summing up. And we then calculate the percentage, and the average of these 3 KPIs leads to a percentage and a ranking. So concerning hotels, once again, a quick look at what they have been doing correctly in search engine marketing. Motor One is very good in SEO and EO in AdWords. So none of the two can really do both of them in a correct way. Let's have a look at the tour operators. We have been analyzing them for 3 years now. It's the longest periods of our analyses. We just listened to our TUI colleagues. TUI is the old bull, the top of the list concerning online marketing. And without wanting to anticipate things, TUI was able to defend its pole position. But there are some other tour operators. They had a very interesting Berger and Meer, one of the top 10. Then we have Our Tours, also one of the most important operators. And we have seen during the last years that the big operators are not really online champions, and this hopefully will change in the next years. Nova Sol, it's a surprise candidate. They are dealing especially with holiday apartments. They have just taken over 9 flats and windows. They are these who have made up some terrain. Der Tour is known in downward trend. In light blue, you will see the value from last year, and then the new from February. Then L Tour being part of the TUI group as well, slight downward trend. FTI, a good position, a better position. AIDA, it's a very special candidate, very present in social media. We did not look at it in detail, but their product is a very emotional one. So they are always social media champions. Thomas Cook and Neckermann are occupying the second and third rank. And the first place, as I said, is TUI, but the others are getting closer. It's a neck-to-neck race. Neckermann has invested a lot in search engine marketing, and you can see it here in our results. If we compare them, if we look at a comparison on what they can do better than others, you can see at the upper right the best ones. TUI is doing a very good job in SEO as in SEA. Neckermann, Thomas Cook do more or less the same, especially in the paid sector. Neckermann is investing a lot in advertisement, and they get closer to TUI, and they take a bit of the market share of TUI. If we have a closer look on SEA, on keywords, clicks, and traffic, we can deduce a certain value out of it. So what is the budget of these markets? And thanks to reference values of our clients, we can compare, and these percentages, if you are one of the top 10, and then you look at the next one, then you can more or less also see what is their percentage in an investment in adverts. Okay, in a hotel, there was a clear loss of certain positions. Mercure is just within the top 10. Melia has certainly occupied a better place, just as Holiday Inn, Marriott. Robinson is investing more in 2016 compared to last year. NH Hotels have been reducing their commitment, or anyway have been passed over by others. It's always a relative value. If the market is getting larger and the keywords are getting more, then despite of the same investment amount, then your percentage can be less because the market has been growing, but possibly your competitors did not. Hilton is at the same position. NO Hostels is still the top of the list, but has lost some of their percentage. So Hilton and Ibis are in a comparable price segment, and they can be dangerous for them. What is AO Hostels doing? Why did they get to these leading positions? They are the champion for us. And when we look at what they are doing, we see that they have 29 times more keyword ads than the average hotel. That is a lot, although they are, so to speak, a niche player. They really concentrate on hostels. And you can see that also on the left side, Hostel Berlin, Hostel Hamburg, Hostel Munich, Hostel Frankfurt, and so you will always find AO at the first position in Google search results. We do believe that they get 26 times as much clicks as the average hotel, which is an enormous amount of traffic, and this traffic is 28 times as precious. The value is 28 times higher. So, but their budget was also almost 30 times as high as those of their competitors, or the average hotel that we looked at. Let's have a look at the tour operators. That's very interesting also for adverts. A lot of money is invested in these, and there were some changes in ranking. You can certainly already see it. TUI Cruises and L Tour both part of the TUI family, Berg and Meer as well, have made some progress. FTI has invested more, Novasol a little bit less. Thomas Cook especially has really accelerated their investment. AIDA, no change. TUI, a slight loss, especially compared to Neckermann. And you can see here that Neckermann has almost doubled its investments concerning keywords and clicks. They have invested almost twice their budget last year compared to 2016, at the beginning of 2017, as compared to the same period of time in 2016. So Neckermann really wants to do something, and they do not want to leave their place to TUI. Let's have a look also at a Google search. Neckermann is not always the first result concerning conversion and CPO, but for any sort of combination for holidays, you can find them, especially something like holidays in Mallorca that is looked for very, very frequently, is top of the list. 36 times more keywords, 37 times more clicks, and their value is 44 times higher than the average tour operator. If we look at search engine optimization, it's the same analysis criteria that we took to be comparable, but we do not pay for these clicks. We use other measures in an algorithmic way to get the results by Google. So the number of keywords for hotels and for tour operators is important. How many clicks can you generate from these as compared to investing in adverts? 10th position is Robinson, then Dorint Hotels. These values are rather close to one another, as you can see in hotels. For tour operators, it is a completely different situation. Steigenberger NO Hostels is not as present in SEO as in adverts. Maybe they are as present in adverts because they want to compensate the SEO weakness, so to speak. Marriott slightly better, doing slightly better. NH is doing slightly better. Mercure, clear downward trend. B&B is also, of course, a competitor. Then Ibis, and top of this, Motor One. So you can see that especially low-price hotels are investing in SEO. Maybe they do have to because they don't have the same margins as other hotel chains. They cannot invest as much as others. And AO hostels are a clear exception there. And you can see also that the first 5 positions occupied between 3 and 6%. It is a little bit different when we get to tour operators. SEO of Motor One, again, we can see here that they have a good ranking in the different combinations, 10 times as much keywords as an average hotel only, so not so many differences, and 25 times more clicks, and these clicks are very valuable for them. So Motor One has certainly the most valuable SEO clicks. This is at least what we think from our analysis. Tour operators now. Again, a top 10 ranking, Berger and Meer occupying the 10th position. No changes. TUI Cruises, Altours has done better in SEO. There's also some criticism also last year because they were not part of the top 10. AIDA, no change, no real changes there to downward trend. FTI, same position, very strong last year already. Altour, Thomas Cook as well. Those who have really lost their position is Neckermann and TUI. They are still SEO champions, but you can see that from 20.5%, they are now down to 14.6%. So a clear loss in keyword visibility for the entire market. But it's 23 times as many keywords, but TUI is visible compared to the average operator, 40 times more clicks, almost, and 44 times more valuable. And if you look, for example, on holiday in the Caribbean or whatever combination with holidays, you will always find Google on the first ranks if it is not pushed down actively. At least for this example, it was like that. Why do you see this downward trend for many tour operators? SEO is maybe not as easy as it has been in the past. Especially these two colleagues, the penguin and the panda, are worrying many people because you cannot just use footer text under the list of content. It is not possible no longer to just buy some links from networks. You really have to ask yourself, how can I create a real added value? How can I create content? And what can I do to merit these links by, for example, interesting content? And there are four key factors that are impossible. What is my strategy? Where do I want to go with my content? Because not all environments are equal. Question of offer and demand, for example, for Turkey holidays or Mallorca holidays, people always wanted to get atop of the list, and it is very difficult if all people are doing the same. But there are some destinations that maybe are trendy, like Croatia or others, or generic notions as Spain, for example, when the customer doesn't really know where he wants to go. And this would be a good possibility if I am a Spain expert to inform my customer what is the right destination. Even more maybe for Croatia, because the customers do not really know where they should go in Croatia. So how do you develop such a content? Not only from the point of view of an enterprise, PR and product wise, but also use the language of customers. What do people ask in TripAdvisor? What do people discuss in TripAdvisor? And then react accordingly. Then you need what we call landing pages, which not only sort of a desert of text, but it has to be pleasant, nice to look at, with videos maybe, with infographics, interactive content, a map, something like that what you can look at. And I, as a tour operator, would try to better qualify this traffic. And in the end, you must not forget that even with the best content in the world, even if you're not TUI or one of the big brands, you have to attract attention. Content is not the only winning factor in SEO. You must not rely on that. If you are not a known brand, you have to push it, and especially the big ones, being in competition with the others, are communicating. We have one case study for our customer Discover Hotels. We have done a lot of content marketing during the last years with them to augment their visibility. 30,000 more rankings, 1,500 top 10 rankings, 100,300 backlinks, 4,400 Facebook shares. And we conceived a landing page, a leisure park for toddlers or for small children. Often these leisure parks have also hotels, and with about 100,000 keywords, it is possible to get to occupy one of the first ranks in Google. If you want to know more on online marketing and see who is doing what, come here in Hall 4.1 at 4:30 p.m. We will award the Online Marketing Awards for the German tourism regions as Lüneburger Heide, Black Forest, northern Germany, and so on. There are more than 100 regions in Germany, and they will get awards at 4:30 p.m. in Hall 4.1. If you want to get this presentation, you can of course find it on the ITB website, but you can also simply use the digitaleffects.de/ITB link, and then we will send you the presentation. And if you have questions, you can ask them later on. Thank you very much. The question was asked without microphone. The answer is no, not top N, not top 10. If you want to get all the results, just get into contact with me. I will send you a detailed analysis. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be around. If you have any more questions, please contact me. Give me your business card, and then we can stay in contact. Thank you very much.